Mail fraud and wire fraud are federal crimes in the United States that involve mailing or electronically transmitting something associated with fraud. Jurisdiction is claimed by the federal government if the illegal activity crosses interstate or international borders. 18 U.S.C. Section 1341 provides, whoever, having devised or intending to devise any scheme or artifice to defraud, or for obtaining money or property by means of false or fraudulent pretenses, representations, or promises, or to sell, dispose of, loan, exchange, alter, give away, distribute, supply, or furnish or procure for unlawful use any counterfeit or spurious coin, obligation, security, or other article, or anything represented to be or intimated or held out to be such counterfeit or spurious article, for the purpose of executing such scheme or artifice or attempting so to do. Places in any post office or authorized depository for mail matter, any matter or thing to be sent or delivered by the postal service, or deposits or causes to be deposited any matter or thing to be sent or delivered by any private or commercial interstate carrier, or takes or receives therefrom any such matter or thing, or knowingly causes to be delivered by mail or such carrier according to the direction thereon, or at the place at which it is directed to be delivered by the person to whom it is addressed, any such matter or thing, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 20 years, or both, if the violation occurs in relation to, or involving any benefit authorized, transported, transmitted, transferred, disbursed, or paid in connection with a presidential declared major disaster or emergency, or affects a financial institution. Such person shall be fined not more than $1 million or imprisoned not more than 30 years, or both. Layman's terms, or in other words, anyone trying to scam another individual or group through items of value, e.g., money, through the U.S. mail system or a private mail delivery service, and those knowingly participating in that scam will be punished with a prison sentence that cannot be longer than 20 years. However, for such acts during a presidential declared major disaster or emergency, the prison sentence can be as long as 30 years and the fine as great as $1 million. 18 U.S.C. Section 1343 provides, whoever, having devised or intending to devise any scheme or artifice to defraud, or for obtaining money or property by means of false or fraudulent pretenses, representations, or promises, transmits or causes to be transmitted by means of wire, radio, or television communication in interstate or foreign commerce, any writings, signs, signals, pictures, or sounds for the purpose of executing such scheme or artifice, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 20 years, or both, if the violation affects a financial institution. Such person shall be fined not more than $1 million or imprisoned not more than 30 years, or both. In layman's terms, or in other words, anyone trying to scam other people or groups through any form of communication, e.g., phones, instant messaging, email, or through writing, signs, pictures or sounds, can be punished with a maximum prison sentence of 20 years. If the scam involves a financial institution, the maximum fine is raised to $1 million and prison sentence not more than 30 years, or both. 18 U.S.C. Section 1346 provides, for the purposes of this chapter, the term scheme or artifice to defraud includes a scheme or artifice to deprive another of the intangible right of honest services. There are three elements to mail and wire fraud. Mail fraud applies only to United States domestic mailings and use of interstate carriers and email server or telephone switch or radio communication. In McNally v. United States, the Supreme Court held that 18 U.S.C. Sections 1341 and 1343 did not reach honest services fraud. Congress responded by passing 18 U.S.C. Section 1346. In Skilling v. United States, the court construed Section 1346 to apply only to bribes and kickbacks. There are many types of mail fraud schemes, including employment fraud, financial fraud, fraud against older Americans, sweepstakes and lottery fraud, and telemarketing fraud. Additional information about these various types of mail fraud schemes can be found on the United States Postal Inspection Service website. In the 1960s and 1970s, Chief Postal Inspector Martin McGee, also known as the Top Sleuth or Mr. Mail Fraud, led his department in exposing and prosecuting numerous mail fraud swindles such as land sales, phony advertising practices, insurance rip-offs, and fraudulent charitable organizations that use the mail to facilitate their illegal activities. The scope of 18 U.S.C. Section 1341 and 18 U.S.C. Section 1343 is broad. These statutes have been held by the Supreme Court to encompass everything designed to defraud by representations as to the past or present, or suggestions and promises as to the future. Lower courts have progressively expanded